We leave the ancient city and head to the mountains. People here have a special way of seeking blessings. Bells are hung on the cliffs so that they can be heard and seen by the heavens. Hanging bells on cliffs 100 meters high is a job that takes a special kind of courage. A breeze sweeps across the mountains, sending the chimes of the bells into the skies above. Making offerings to ancestors is a time-honored ritual. During the early Ming dynasty, many people in the north left their hometowns for faraway lands. Their starting point was this large locust tree. Locust trees are a common sight in North China. Seeing them would bring back the travelers' memories of their hometowns. Countless migrations have been made in China's history, the migrants producing descendants in every corner of the world. In North Shanxi, we fly over extinct volcanoes and explore hidden statues inside ancient grottos. Strong fortresses sit on a high mountain, bearing witness to tearful hometown departures. The Datong Basin is located in the northern end of Shanxi. Water has been reshaping the land here for tens of thousands of years. It's a process that continues to this day. Running water cuts through the earth, forming channels and valleys. Upstream, the earth columns are thick and solid. In the middle and lower reaches, the water flows faster, forming much slimmer pillars. The sandy clay here is fragile. It can even be swept away by a breeze. It's a landscape that's constantly changing. The next visit will bring a totally different view. These athletes aren't just competing for first place, but also a chance to see 30 volcanoes along their route. These volcanoes started erupting about 740,000 years ago, and they continued doing so for more than 600,000 years. These volcanoes have long been extinct. Locals have built houses on them, erected beacons on the volcanic cones, and planted trees in the craters. The end of the volcanoes marked the start of a new civilization. These grottos were first carved out of Wuzhou Mountain 1,500 years ago. There are more than 50,000 Buddhist statues here of all sizes. Wooden structures known as wooden grotto eaves used to stand outside the grottos, but over time they collapsed. Without them, getting up the cliff to see the treasures within is an almost impossible task. Fortunately, drone technology gives us a rare peek inside. This section of the Great Wall is a dividing line. On one side lie vast pastures, and on the other, fertile farmland. Hundreds of years ago, during the Ming Dynasty, the Shahu fortress guarded this town. But the building was also a symbol of farewell. In the Ming and Qing dynasties, setting off on adventure beyond the Great Wall was known as Zhou Shikou, which means leaving the West Pass. Family members bade farewell to each other here at Shahu Pass. Travellers would then make the trip into what is now known as Inner Mongolia. This is a land literally filled with energy. Coal is mined and transported to other parts of the country. We head to 2 electricity plants and the forest that used to be a desert. This truck is loaded with dynamite and it's on its way to a special mission. In Shanxi province, there is coal underneath 40% of the land. Some of it can be found at very shallow depths. This is definitely not a job for the faint of heart. 250 kilograms of explosives are packed into 200 holes, each 15 meters deep. The smoke clears to reveal a coal bed. It's time for the heavy-duty trucks to do their work. These giant trucks are as high as a 3-story building. They can transport 55,000 tons of coal a day. Shanxi's total raw coal output is 1 billion tons a year. Trains arrive here every day carrying only coal. These huge pipes remove impurities from the coal, making it more environmentally friendly. This train is a staggering 1,300 meters long. Two of them are connected to make the journey more economical. The amount of coal carried on just one trip can provide enough electricity for 3,000 households for an entire year. Every day, over 80 trains leave the station for cities across China. Coal produces heat and power, and it's essential for daily life, but it is making way for new energies.